What's going on? Welcome back to the Polaroid Podcast. It's season 3, episode 2. You can go ahead and catch episode 1 with pro lacrosse player Zach Geddes, my high school quarterback. It's overall episode 64. I'm here with the one and only Rodney Burford Jr., man of many talents. And I'm not really sure where we're going to start today. I'm really excited to just get into it, talk about some of the old times, reminisce a little bit, but also get into some of the newer stuff that you've been up to in recent memory. Now that we're recording, all right. Rodney, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, I'm Rodney Burford Jr. from Brooklyn, New York. Went to school with Michael. We went to excellence. We were some singing ass people growing up, so we gonna be honest about that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I also want to put that out there that I am proud of Michael too. Like he said, I have many different talents. We're gonna talk about him too. I'm gonna expose him to you guys, so we're gonna see what's up.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, bro. Excellence was full of singing. Like we joked about this before we started recording. Like some of them old school songs was just too catchy. Like they had Reed Baby Reed. They had one for the sneakers. Because we had to wear black sneakers. So they
I
had
rock
I rock
black
black sneak. Hey, boy.
by Mr. Solomon. That's what it was,
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Solomon.
yeah, yeah. He's the guy,
Bro,
bro. I hope he gets ears on this, bro. Miss Solomon, bro. Wherever you at, he's the guy. I couldn't go to the little reunion they had like maybe last year. It was like the 20th year. It was like a sneaker ball they had for excellence, like a 20-year thing. I was over here though because we had just started football, but I got to tap in with a lot of the family, bro. I got to tap in with a lot of the family.
I
Um,
do.
that this is also like kind of our starting point here. So, excellence was a kind of like a quote unquote upstart charter school. I mean, you were in the founding class. It's like an upstart charter school
Yeah.
by
Right.
lottery during a time where there was a lot of stuff above our heads, bro. We were 4, 6, 8. There was stuff above our heads about what's the best way to educate kids and all of this and whatever. So my question to you is, how did you land at excellence? And who did you lean on most? And it could be a teacher or it could be a parent or a kid or whatever while you were there.
Okay, so funny story. I'm deaf. I'm deaf. So like before prior excellence, I was at a deaf school in Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn, New York. And that deaf school, they St. Francis de Sales School for the Deaf, they pretty much told my family like Rodney's very functioning. I don't think he needs to be here, let's try to mainstream him. So my parents said okay. And I lived around the corner from Tariq. Yeah. So I lived literally around the corner from Tariq. And he's been my friend since Sandlot, like since I came out of mom's womb. That was my friend. His mother Tariq was like, "Oh, he's going to excellence." Then as such, and my mom was working at Achievement First at the time, so mom was like, "Oh, if he's going, my son is going." And you know how black mothers when they get in like they're like, "If your son's going, my son's going." So I went with Tariq, and again, who I leaned on the most once I got to excellence, I would say. Because I am a year older than Tariq. So I wouldn't say I leaned on him per se. I would say, yeah. But I want to give you a teacher though that we both remember that I leaned on though. Roberto De Leon, Mr. De Leon. Yeah, he was a real one. You
That's
feel
a
me?
real one. That's a real one.
There's so many teachers that I leaned on though. Like, because if you think about it, at Excellence, it wasn't really a school for us. Like, I think for my class all the way down to your class. It really was a community gang. Like we had Mr. Miller, you had Miss Ruby, you had Miss Brown, Miss Ganselinger. I remember these teachers like, and I'm almost 30. You feel me? Like, so I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
gang. So I don't know how to answer that question. I just say I leaned on Mrs. Sawicki. Yeah. Having a black principal, having a black teacher that actually taught. I would say I leaned on the community as well, especially being the only and the first deaf student of that school. So I don't know.
Trailblazer for real. Before we was even talking about excellent trailblazers, bro. We ain't had no mascot, but nah, you're 100% right, bro. Like kind of knocking the hinges off that door and be like, well, I can exist in this way, right? And like I might have to show up here differently, or I might need a little extra here or something. But like I'm here, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like y'all, and I think that's also like super important when you think of any group that doesn't have like a lot of representation in like a large scale way. Like the more normalization of just, oh yeah, like he's cool, he's out here, he's on my basketball team, like, just like stuff like that is really important. I love that you touched on like the black principal. Like Sawicki is just like not a real person. Like even now,
Oh,
especially as a teacher, Rodney, like I see him as like a god, bro. Because I'm just like, damn,
right,
like how
right,
did you? Like, I'm like, how did you do this? Like, how did you factor in this or this or this? And how did you balance like, we had a very fun community. Like our teachers would dress up and do stuff. We would do spirit stick, we do skits and all of this stuff. But then there was like
right.
so much seriousness. Like when the state tests rolled around, they were like, "All right, y'all, like we're going to lock in." And for a 3 or 4 year stretch, like our school was turning in the best state test
Oh,
numbers in the
what's this
state.
best?
like,
Yeah, literally.
like it
Gang,
was,
we went to school. You feel me?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey, I wanted to. I'm sorry. I wanted to add
Go
on to that,
ahead.
bro. I can cuss here. Right? You can cuss.
Yeah, you got, bro. You
But,
good.
bro, gang, we was in a school with niggas that were sons of gangsters, drug dealers, killers,
Mm-hmm.
and we churning out test scores higher than private schools. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so that's what, and I think that messed me up, and I think that also like helped me obtain the attitude that we both have, because I see it in you too. Like, we both
Mm-hmm.
have where we literally can go to any environment and be okay. Because like honestly, we can go to a private school and still talk. It's still, politic with the smarter of the smarts, because literally we were really smart, bro. Like we literally they like if we think about it, excellence made us enjoy test prep for the LA test. Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Enjoy
we had
studying.
like that's what I'm saying. Like I when I went to high school, gang, I was a terrible student. Like I did not study. Like off the strength of excellence,
Mm-hmm.
I was a good student. Like I was able to get by. But if
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to excellence, I don't think I would have gotten by, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
So that's what I said. And it was also a community, bro. Like I wanted to go to class with my brothers. Like I wanted to go to class. And everybody else looked like me. So like, you know what I'm saying? So like we struggled the same, we did the same. We beefed with each other the same, like a brotherhood would. Like I'm thinking about it, gang. Like, excellence wasn't really a charter school to me. It was like the community center that everybody got together and we wanted to like uplift everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially Mr. Wiki at the wheel.
Yeah, so Wiki at the wheel, a guy like Mr. Miller who he stayed all the way up through. I think when y'all graduated, I think y'all were like the first class. He ended up leaving. Like we had a lot of teachers who were 6, 8 years with us, And then on that flip side, like you mentioned, my son Mr. De Leon, like a lot of the white teachers, just to be frank, like they were younger teachers who didn't have a ton of money in their back pocket, who were like doing programs where it's like you teach at this school, you get a degree, like whatever, like and the level of care was just unmatched. Like I could just go up and down the list of like teachers that truly, truly, truly cared for kids, families, just things that were happening. Man, you just hitting on all the points because like when you also consider a lot of our backgrounds,
Yes.
a lot of kids are going home to things that don't look like excellence. Especially when we got that new building. You and me was in that old building for a little bit. You was in there longer than me. You was in there for 2 years, I think, but I was in there for 1 year. And when
Turf
we go ahead.
We had turf at the roof, gang.
We was hey, I'm surprised we didn't tear it up first day. Like for some kids,
We
bro.
taking this nothing,
Like
bro.
we really was mild mannered with that turf because that was beautiful. It still is. And that's a good segue too because you talked about beefing like brothers, being in that brotherhood. For as much energy as we had and for as much love for sports, like I remember coming into school every day, fifth grade, and just doing like a roundup of all the sports that happened the day before. We didn't really, because the school was so young, we didn't really have interscholastic sports at the
Right,
level that a lot of us yearned for it until most of us were gone. So
right.
you scratched that football itch playing Pop Warner. I'd imagine when you were younger, you played a little youth football.
Yeah, so I actually, because of excellence, didn't have a football team. I played so I started off with the Tomahawks, the Brooklyn
Okay, okay.
Tomahawks. I started playing flag football. And then I think it was like 3 years later, Coach Lethbridge, John
Yep,
Lethbridge,
yep, yep.
he was like, "Yo, I got a team out in Brooklyn. We're gonna start practicing McCarran Park." I was like, "Oh shoot, all right, what's the school? What's the team?" Brooklyn Knights. So I joined them, and then that's when I was like, "Okay, yeah, this is what I want to do." So I started hitting, and then I played Pop Warner for the Knights for 2 years, and then I stopped because
Mm.
they sucked, and I stopped. Played flag. And then when I got into high school, that's when I was like seriously starting playing football.
Yeah,
And
you always you see you lit up when you talked about hitting. Were you always like a linebacker type, or at that age even?
no, that's the crazy thing. No, bro. When I was when I was in school with you,
Mhm.
I was a quarterback.
Okay.
I was a quarterback, and then the second year, oh shit, you might have exposed something, Michael. Maybe I was that type of guy.
They're like, dang, why the quarterback taking dudes' heads off? What's
Yeah,
up with
yeah,
this
yeah.
guy?
I ain't gonna hold you, man. Like, wow. Yeah.
It's funny
Yeah.
because I never played youth football, bro. Like I was just playing two hand touch and one hand touch and all that. Like when I got to high school, I played organized, but all you guys that I was so jealous of y'all that y'all got to go play like for these teams, Skyhawks and the Knights and all these teams, and it's so funny the players that y'all for y'all that were able to like play beyond Pop Warner, the players that y'all were then are the players that y'all became. Just off the top of my head, yourself, you mentioning this. I'm thinking about Ian Crosland because I know he played for the Skyhawks. I mean, Ian was always just like a bruiser. Like he was always just like a human Tasmanian devil wrecking ball, and that's what he was. Bro, if you look at, I might turn it on tonight. If you turn on Ian's high school tape, you're gonna be like, dang, like
Yo, you would run through a wall for that boy,
yeah,
yo. You
facts. Like he
like
just, yeah, like he
yo,
just
bro. Oh.
a ball,
He can
a
run the
bruiser.
ball. Like he people don't understand. Like excellence, we had athletes.
We had
Yo,
athletes, yo.
that you put up, yeah, you put up Ian, we both could have told like off the rip. When you look at Ian, oh yeah. He a bruiser. Like you remember when he came in excellence with that flat top? He like, yo, bro, he old school. He one of them,
Yeah,
yeah.
bro. Like he like old school, like 1940s football
Yeah,
player
yeah.
in a in a teenager's body. Like, and I remember he was in eighth grade. He was on our basketball team. We lost in the semis, but like that game, he might have had like 25 of just like straight grab the rebound, and no one wants to stop ball. Like,
Yeah, yo, bro.
not a single person is stepping in front of him to take a charge to stop ball. Nothing. Like, just a freak. He was a freak. And
Athlete, bro.
like
He's
you said, we had
big as
athletes.
hell and he's running fast as hell. Like you understand, like, and people don't realize he's very explosive. Like,
Oh yeah,
yeah, like being that size.
yeah.
You can,
He could go east west in a way that a lot of guys
yeah.
that's that big can't do. Um, yeah, nah, he's just one guy. Like I said, like all you guys that got to play Pop Warner, like the players that y'all were, that's that's who you guys became. When things got to it. You mentioned before you said you were a bad student in high school, but you also the football was taking off a little bit. So could you kind of briefly like chronicle what the high school experience was like for you and in those two specific areas?
Going into high school, I'll be honest with you. I was going to a middle school in Manhattan, full of Dominicans, Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like the minority in the minority. Like there was no black people, you know what I'm saying? And if there were black people, they were really light skinned. And I was dark skinned, like compared to them. So I was a very angry guy. You see what I'm saying? So like, but even at that school, they weren't as academically rigorous as excellence. So I had time to like, okay, if I didn't want to do this, I can do, like gang. I cut my first class at that school. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like excellence, nobody would dare to think about that. Like in the hallways,
Nobody's showing up to
I saw
school
you.
late, dog. Once it gets 7:30, you better be inside.
Boy, oh, you going, yeah, exactly. And the detentions go crazy. Like, people don't understand. Excellence detentions go, they really hurt you, bro. They take your recess time, all that. So, like, in high school, so speaking of eighth grade, I was going through all of that. I was just like, you know what? Let me just do good enough so I can get to high school, right? But when I did good enough and I got into Brooklyn School of Mathematics, Research, and Technology over in Bushwick. At Brookswood Campus High School. Now I was with the Bloods. You know, I went from so it was like I'm going back and forth. So I went from excellence to a Spanish school to back to like when I say schools, just people just like, yo, what's happening? And I'm like, oh, I'm deaf gang, I'm a civilian, I don't know nothing. Like even me saying huh triggered a response. You feel me? So it was like that. Then I got into like fights. And one thing about me that I got from excellence was I was never afraid from anybody. Like when I brought up we beefed with a lot of people, there was fights in excellence and we was wrecking. So like I think me going to a high school, I was able to rec, and then mom was like, "You got a problem." So she was like, "You know what? We're gonna try and change it." And I went to a deaf school, and they had a football team, and I was like, "Okay, let me give this football thing a try again." And when I did that, I started like I had like my first bench in high school. I started lifting weights. I started actually learning what conditioning was, and then I didn't know what GPA was. And I didn't do my homework. I just wanted to be in the weight room and go to class. I mean, go to the weight room and go to the practice. Then I got academic probation. That was the only time I did that, experienced it. And then I was like, okay, excellence got me lot. I think like studying habits from excellence. Like I never like was a good studier, but like because excellence taught me like different techniques on how to like pick up things, context clues and stuff like that. I applied that to my work and I got like better, but I didn't really apply myself like how I did in football. So that's how it was really. And in football, I was just angry. So I just want to take your head off and not go to, you feel me?
Yeah, nah. If you're listening out there and you're a kid or you're in high school, I hope you hear that when he said he didn't know what GPA was, and then he found out. But what's great is that you said it took you one time. You experienced it. You were like, oh, like I don't
Mhm.
like this. This isn't a positive thing. And what am I gonna do to kind of rectify this? How am I gonna stop whatever it is I've created for myself, while also making sure that football was able to stay in your life because of all the good that it was doing for you, which is great. Um, you community is definitely like a theme of this episode. Like you talked about that, like the close knit community we had at Excellence, and then also kind of how like the lack thereof when you went to those other schools, or you was in the hallway the resident civilian, like what
Yeah,
that
yeah.
experience was like for you. And so kind of going from high school to college, you go to Gallaudet, and it's funny because you guys are the Bison too. You guys are the
Yes.
Gallaudet Bison, and so I went to Howard, right? And Howard, I mean, you can look now. I mean, I'll tell everyone our track team is pretty good. Like we're really really good now. When I got there, we were not, and so it was
Right,
a
right.
very
Exactly.
different. Yeah, it was a really different environment, and it was like, what if? Everything was what if. It's like, what if we had this, and what if we did this, and what if we did this? And we were like the only team in the conference that didn't have a senior night or a senior meet. And we were the only team in the conference that, well, not the only team actually, but we were one of the only teams in the conference that had nowhere to throw. Like we had no, on Howard's campus, there's no throwing facilities at all, which a lot of people don't know. I didn't know this. So I remember I walked on, and my happy-go-lucky self, I'm like, like I'm gonna hit the ground running. I'm gonna show the coach like he didn't make no mistake. So I woke up early the next day trying to like find where I could put in some work. And I asked like 10 people. There was like, indoor track. We don't have that. I was like, y'all don't have no circles. It was like, circles? I was like, y'all don't got a cage. I can't. It's like, no. So we don't have none of that. Still to this day, we have none of that at Howard. Which makes the throwing success that we've had there even more miraculous, in my opinion. But I say all that to say that now they have a Bison Classic that they run at Gallaudet. That's super. I'm so jealous. I always look at it. That's our senior meet. And
Yes.
they let them practice there. My senior year, that was the first year they let us throw there, and that was kind of like a trial basis. But now it's like open season. They give them little stickers. They go in there whenever they want, and they use the facilities like. And I'm like, man, like I am hating, but it is beautiful to see that cross
Yeah, it
Bison
is.
connection.
It's crazy, bro. And now I think you brought that up. You brought back a lot of memories that I
Yeah,
don't want
yeah,
to
yeah.
remember. Like I remember I was like, yo, Michael, you've always been at Howard and you never like come here and I never been over there. Or like even the fact with the sports, we've always before we had the Bison Classic, Bison, you guys, we played you guys in track, right? We like you guys.
I've seen y'all at like 3 or 4 meets, but it was never like a small situation. You feel me? It was like we in
Yes.
North Carolina, and then they like, oh, that's guy you dead over there. You know what I'm saying? Like it was always like one of those. And then
Bro,
yeah. I'm getting ahead of myself. But then y'all also had this kid. His name might have been Dylan something, but y'all had this one kid who was rolling in the 200. He was running like national records and stuff. I can't remember his name, but
Eric Gregory.
yeah, there it is. There it is. Oh my God, what a demon. He was so good. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. Guy that is a school that is super unique and is great because like they somehow are able to service like kids at all levels of need with like the hearing impaired spectrum. So can you talk to me and just everyone about like what it actually is like to be there, and kind of trickle us into how you eventually started getting in front of the camera doing Deaf U.
Sure. So going to Gallaudet was literally a second excellence, if that makes sense. So me being a kid, I was black first. So me going to a predominantly black school and I see predominant, black students, I found my black identity fairly quick, but I never operated as a deaf person. You see what I'm saying? Like, you guys never saw me sign in school. You guys never saw me have an interpreter in school, but even though I needed those things. You see what I'm saying? Like, I was able to take the bus with you guys. Literally, you know how erratic the situation is, and I literally cannot hear. So it's like, I don't know. It's like everybody's screaming, and you trying to talk to that one person, but you can't hear that one person because you hear him, including the bus driver, the bus brakes, the cars outside honking, and I can't really distinguish whose voice is who, right? At that age. So, but I'm still black. So I felt comfortable because like I'm seeing people that look like me. But I didn't see people who has actually had the same problem as me. Like, I can't hear nothing, gang. Like y'all talking to me like I really can't hear. So going to Gallaudet was like a culture shock because I was so used to being around hearing people that I moved like a hearing person at a deaf school. Like they were like, "Gang, you one of us. Why you talking? Sign." I was like, "But I grew up talking." They were like, "But you're deaf. I'm deaf. I can't talk." Then that's when I was like, "I'm I'm I'm deaf." Like, oh, I oh. So I started to learn how to sign again. I started to, that people, how people say be black. I started to be deaf. I started to like actually embrace the community. And then once I started seeing people like, oh, to the Michael, it's like okay, it's like me and you. If I don't know you and we're walking across the street, I either give you a nod or I'm like, what up, my brother? Are you from me? I could do that at Gallaudet when I literally could just sign, how are you? You good? Something like that. So I think Gallaudet provided a sense of community. With that being said, I went into Gallaudet very young. I was like 17 going on to 18. And how I got into Deaf U was a very young thing to do. I was a YN before YNs became a YN.
You
You
was
know what I'm
baby
saying? Like,
crash out, baby.
yeah, bro, I was crashing out, gang. We just lost a football game. And you know how that goes. We lost the football game. I'm not trying to talk to anybody, but I'm in college. So I was like, okay, you know what? Boom. But they were on Zoom with somebody else, with another cast member. Another interview. It was an interview process. I didn't know about Deaf U. I didn't know about Deaf U. Somebody literally told me about it, right? But I walked into that person's Zoom interview not knowing that they were in an interview with Henny, a do-rag, a tank top, pajama shorts, and slip-ons. You know the slides? You know the Nike slides, gang? Back in yeah? And I said, man, we turning the fuck up. They heard me. I didn't know they were there. They heard me. They were like, who is that? I was like, it's Rodney, baby, from Brooklyn, the best city ever. You feel me? I'm drunk. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm talking. But what was coming out my mouth was smooth as butter. So like they were like, yeah, we like him. I was like, oh, you like me? I like you too. Not knowing who I'm talking to. I get an email from Netflix talking about we want to talk to you about joining our TV show. Fast forward, I'm in Deaf U. I said no at first, and then they send that money. What do you think I said? I said absolutely.
Absolutely,
I said
positively.
absolutely, right? And I did it. Fun fact, I did it before my mother knew that I did it.
How did you do that?
I was
How?
18. I was 18
Oh, okay,
at
okay,
the
okay.
sign the
So you didn't
contract.
they didn't need that parental consent. Wow.
I signed that joint, and as soon as I signed it, it stayed for a month.
Wow.
Man,
That's one of the best, like, I don't even know what you call that. Like, I don't have a word. I'm an English guy and I don't have a word for that. I mean, you were you were just being yourself whatever version of yourself you were at that time. And I like that you could kind of balance being like, I did say this, I did do this. Was it the best? No, but that's what I was when I was 18,
Right.
19. I always tell people that you gotta honor your journey. Like, yeah, I did that. Would you do something like that now? Probably not. But but
No, no,
like that
no, I can't.
that led to uh, a massive moment in your life and a great moment for us too. Like you got to understand how proud we was just being in your orbit and seeing you on that on Netflix, bro. Like I was literally at Howard like, bro, y'all know Last Chance U? They're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like, I'm like, well, guess what? Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, y'all
I'm like giving them the spiel on the show. I think there was like 6 or 8 episodes. I watched them all in a day. And I remember, okay, I do have to say this quick because this is slightly unrelated because I'm focused on the acting, but your man's on that show was wild.
Wow.
What capital W wild.
We could
And
talk
then
about it. We could talk about it,
nah,
Slim.
bro, I have like bro, that's back when Snapchat was hot. Like you watch something funny, you got it on Snap. I have like Snap memories of your man talking to that one girl, and she's like, why did you? He's like, I just
You know how crazy it is, bro. Michael, I'm gonna give you a little thing. You know how crazy it was when he said that, and after the show came out, and the girl saw what he said, she fussed at him. I
had
said,
to, had
"White girl
to,
got mad at you because
had
you
to.
got your history."
Oh, had to. He was just nah. He was moving so shiesty. I hope he's doing well, bro. Like, because there's no way. That's one of them joints where like I'm like, there's no way this is supposed to be this funny right now. Like, you know what I'm
Oh
saying? I'm
no,
like,
but
I'm
he a
like, this is such
funny.
a good, informative show. Like, I can watch Rodney play a little football. He in the weight room with your one white man's on the football team. I'm like, cool, cool. Like, I'm hitting all the boxes, and then your other man's out here just moving shiesty, just hey boy. I had to, oh man, I had to bring that up. I had to.
No,
Um,
no, you good, bro. Yeah, listen, that's my dog too. He's
yeah,
still my dog.
yeah,
DQ.
nah.
Shout out
He
to DQ. Still my dog, but
Shout
he
out to him, man.
wild at
He
that.
Wildcat and hey, just know you got a spot on the pod, man. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. You got a spot on the pod. But it's interesting that you mentioned the reason, or not the reason, but like the background that you get in the role because it did not at all to me look. I mean, this is 20. When did y'all shoot that? 2018, 2019,
They shot it in 2019. It
yeah, it
came
was
out.
2019. So, I mean, bro, I hadn't seen you in like 7 years, but like, I didn't feel like you were acting. You know what I'm saying? Like watching it, I'm like, I mean, he's not acting for real. Like he's being himself, and that makes a lot of sense because you're like, yeah, I mean, I was being myself when they were interested in me. So that's kind of like it makes no sense to try to show up as something else, especially when you're not in a different environment. You're not on set, like you're at school, and they're like, yo, we got a little camera. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
so to me, like that was great again to see, but also like you came across like a very like normal guy, like a level-headed like normal guy. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, bro. But you gotta understand that though, Michael. I'm sorry, Mike. I can call you Mike, right? Yeah. But you gotta understand this though. I feel like because and I feel comfortable talking to you because I feel like you were there through the genesis of it where everybody got attention from where we're from. Like, I don't know how to put it. Like, okay, if you lived in Nostrand and I lived in Grand Avenue, and then we happened to see each other in Utica, bro, it's like our eyes lit up, boom, hey, hey, how you doing? I feel like I've gotten accustomed to attention. I've gotten accustomed to being the different guy where, oh my God, he's deaf? No way. Or he can do this, or he can do that. I've always been used to that. Or I've been in circles where you're black and you're smart. You know what I mean? Or I've been in situations where your parents went to Yale, so you're smart. Your sister went to George Mason, and I'm like, but I went to excellence where there are people way smarter than me. Or you know what I'm saying? There are people who are better at talking than I am. There are people who are better organizers than I am. But I've always been put in those positions where I had to represent those communities where, like for example, my mom works, she's at Prepper Prep. If I go to Prepper Prep event, I probably know 45% of those people there off of the strength of being around in Brooklyn. But then I also know another 45% of the people there because my mom is the worker, and she's, I'm her son. You see what I'm saying? So like, I get to see people's faces. So I feel like that got put me in a position where I'm going to be myself regardless because what you see is what you're gonna get, and if you don't like it, you just don't like it. I can't help you with that, and I feel like because being around people like you, being around people in an environment where we're totally different, but we look the same. You know what I'm saying? Like even in college, I'm being dead honest. We would not hang out in the same crowd, but it's always love when I see you. You see what I'm saying? I had that with different people, so I feel like I was myself because everybody knows what comes with me when they see me. And I never felt like I need to overdo because I hate it when people overdo it with me. I feel like it's a fair thing. Like, don't do it to you. If I'm not gonna do it to you, don't do it to me. But if I do it to you and you feel like I've slighted you and you do it to me, I'm going to take accountability for it. And I've always been that person. So that view hit, it was never really like I just felt like I was streaming. Like Kais and that, I literally felt like I was streaming. Like I'm not going to change myself for anybody. And then boom. So that's how it felt. And that's how I was able to like maintain myself throughout the attention. Like when Dahmer came out, when I did Dahmer, I still didn't act bougie. Like, bro, I still was working a 9 to 5 when Dahmer came out. They were like, yo, bro, what? I was like, listen, I need to make money. I'm not gonna be a starving artist where like, I did Dahmer living out of my car. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna have a house. I'm gonna have a family. I'm gonna do that and still be paid. And if you want me to do it, I'm gonna do it, but you gotta pay me. So that's what I'm saying. I'm never really been too much for the attention, I would say.
Yeah, authenticity goes a long way. Like you're kind of saying, like it really does matter how you show up and like I think how you allow other people to receive you. Like how you were also saying, like, some people will say they're gonna say what they're gonna say, like, wow, you can do this and you can do this, like, wow, you're black. Like they're gonna say what they're gonna say. But
Right.
I mean, another thing about excellence where it's just if you at any point where the school was, when it was just your grade, the grade below and my grade, even now when it's however many kids, the amount of different things that people in that room can do, the amount that they bring to the table, the diversity of the background that they come from, right? Like having kids on like really practice all religions, having kids like, we had a Kwanzaa song. We talked about songs. We had a Kwanzaa song. There was some kids who really was going home and like celebrating Kwanzaa. And there was some kids who would go to school, sing the Kwanzaa song, and it didn't really like it didn't matter to them. They go home, and like go about their
Yeah.
day. Like that was and is the beauty of that school because bro, people are doing anything under the sun and they're doing it well. And they also, you have that as like a translatable skill to understand like the way in which you're perceived is not always something that you have to wear. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you're gonna see me. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go about my business. Um, yeah, man. Dahmer was probably. I mean, I'm sorry, Rodney. I can't do the horror stuff, bro. Like I can't do war. I can't do horror. So I
I
would be
haven't
lying.
watched it. I
I would
haven't
be
watched the
lying. Okay,
episode.
good. Cause that makes two of us. I'll be lying to you if I said I sat down and threw it on. I can't, right? Especially when they was like, yeah, they're like, yes, Jeffrey Dahmer. So in my head, I'm like, so he gonna die? My homie going like, I'm gonna turn. It's not like you just like you playing. And anyway, but
No, no,
uh,
bro. Yo, bro. Even the story there, like
yeah,
they
yeah,
had
yeah.
to
Story was
change up
crazy.
how
Story
I
was
died.
crazy.
Like,
Story was
yeah, they had
crazy.
to change it up. They saw me. They were like, oh, because I was still playing football, Michael. So I was like
Oh wow.
35 to 40, and they were like, because what happened once they saw my depth view size. My depth view size, I was like 195, and then COVID happened. All I was in the weight room because I wasn't in class. So I like ballooned up to like 230. I mean, chiseled. So they were like, how how is Dahmer going to strangle him?
Yeah, I was just about to say you got to make it look believable. Evan Peters ain't
Yeah.
nothing but a buck 50.
So literally, and I did get hit with a hammer. So they were like, we're just gonna show him get hit with a hammer, and that's it.
Yeah,
I said, I said, okay. I said, okay.
that's
But
so
even that, I
powerful.
said no. I said no to Dahmer 3 times, and then they were like, audition. I was like, I'm not gay, guys. They were like, we want you to audition. I was like, no, thank you. The first time. Second
Mhm.
time, no, thank you. Third time, they did something.
Yeah, De Niro. That
I
thing
was like,
talk now.
I said, I'll audition. I'll audition. And I auditioned, gang. They called me back 2 days talking about you got the role. This is how stupid I am. I'm not thinking, oh, oh, okay, cool. I'll be there next week. No. You got the role. There'll be a car waiting outside of your house in 30 minutes. Excuse me. Hold on. What the fuck is going on?
You're like, who
But
got my address? What you mean?
yeah, I
What
was
you mean
like,
it's gonna be a car outside?
where am I going? Where are we going? Like, where's
Yeah, lots of questions.
as soon as she says that, my email pops up, boot itinerary. We're gonna take you to the COVID testing place. After the COVID testing place, once you declare negative, we're gonna take you to DCA airport and you're gonna fly to LAX. We're gonna put you in the hotel for a month. Everything paid for. My you can't bless me like that, my nigga.
No, you cannot. I would have slammed my laptop closed, chucked it out the window, and just started jumping on the bed.
You- What do you think I did? I was
He's like, what you think I did? Yeah, you probably did that.
so
My bad, go ahead.
I acted so smooth getting there. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. As soon as I got in my room, I had my own jacuzzi tub, room service, the king size bed, balcony. I ain't gonna lie, I went out to the balcony and was like, I made it.
Sheesh. Bro, that is a like that's the definition of blessed. And it's so interesting that you declined it a couple times, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually got on there. Like I told you, I have not sat down and watched it. I do know it's heavy hitters and it's Netflix. Obviously, Evan Peters is Dahmer, and I also know Niecey Nash is in the show. Who's the GOAT, Mo? Shout out Niecey Nash.
Yeah. I
Like,
just did a
when you-
show with her.
bro,
I did this show.
when you talk about longevity
Yeah.
amongst black actresses and like the quality of work. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely
Right.
think she's one of those people that's like all time. You know,
But people don't realize it. And thank you for bringing that up too, though. The longevity. Thank you for bringing that up too. One thing that people don't realize about Niecy Nash, her range, gang. You remember she did Reno
Reno
9/11,
not. Yeah, man.
all the way to doing Dahmer and
Yeah,
almost getting an award for it? Like, those are two different shows, bro.
very different, very different. And she got the sitcom range. She been in a couple sitcoms. Like she got
Yes.
it, gang. Like she got it. And so
She
and
got her own
so,
TV show. Like,
man. Oh my god. Like Niecy, you're a friend of the show. Whatever. Let me stop. But what was
I'll give you her contact information. See if you can
please,
get her.
please. But I'm really trying to find the best kind of question to ask here because like you talked about shooting for over a month and all that. But can you give me a moment when you were shooting, and it doesn't have to be with one of those two actors I previously named, but a moment where you were shooting where you were really like, dang, like I made it, like I'm shooting this, like I'm actually shooting this. I'm across from whoever, and I'm more than holding my own. Like I'm really out here.
Um, does it have to be this show, Dahmer specifically, or no?
Not even. You a actor, my boy.
Yo, bro. I actually, if you were allowed, I would like to give you two examples. Okay, so the first example, I was in Dahmer, and I remember they threw me into the fire the first day. Like, I had a one-on-one scene with Evan Peters, like the Evan Peters. You feel me? One-on-one scene, doing it. When I say like, I thought I was fucking up until. Because Michael, I never went to acting classes, I never went to acting school. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. All I know is rolling my lines, action. I say my lines, I do what I do, and then when I keep going until I hear cut, like the play keeps going till the whistle blows. You feel me? That's what I'm doing. So I'm like, okay, so I'm doing that. So they keep saying cut. And I'm like, yo, gang, I am fucking up. I don't know what I am doing. So Paris Barclay, the director, who did Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking your juice, he directed that. He came to me and was like, Rodney, it's not you. And then everything clicked. I was like, hold up, I'm good. From that day on, me and Evan, we was knocking them scenes out. You hear me? We was going boom, boom, to the point where he was my friend. And also, here's the thing when I knew I made it. You know, Dahmer, all these professional actors have to stay serious, right? I got him to break.
You got Evan Peters to break.
Got that nigga to break, man.
Oh wow,
He tried to kill me. He was like, just, I was like, ah, and he's like, everybody was weak. You hear me? He's like, I'm so tall and big, and
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
and I'm like, ah. So I got him to break. That was one thing. And the fact that he was able to laugh because he was like a very dark person because he had to be
Yeah, he
Jeffrey.
talked about how that role did a lot to his psyche and stuff, like that's
So
a
like
lot. It
when I
takes you
say,
take that on.
yeah, when I say he did a great job because he was still a good person. Like people, pe- it does some things to your psyche, but people actually become an asshole. Like he was a killer. He acted like one. He moved like one. He smokes like one. He looked like one. But like once that cut happened, there was a little glimmer of like, you okay? Am I doing all right? You safe? You know what I'm saying? Like he. So I think me seeing that and then how like withdrawn he was after the whole show came out. That's when I knew like, oh damn, this shit's serious. So that's when I knew I made it with Evan because we talked. And then the second one, Michelle. Have you seen Family Plan?
Yes.
You know the wife.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm in a new project with her.
Oh, congrats, man. That's so cool.
Appreciate you, gang. And I'll tell you something. My last day, wrapping up. She gives me a bag, bro. That's that acting money. She gives me a bag, a card. She wrote my whole name, gang, saying we friends for life. Gives me her number. And I was like, let me test to see if she just gave me her number just to give it to me, So let me just talk to her. Let me just be like, hi, Michelle, it's Rodney. Within 5 minutes, she responds, gang. I made it. I was like, she's texting. I could talk about anything. She's in New York right now. I'm about to go down there for my birthday. Like, come to the barbecue with your family. Let's
Thanks,
go.
thanks. Pull up to my neck of the woods with it. And you know she will, because she said she told you. She told you she will.
She will. She will.
Man,
Me and you, she a nigga, low key.
hey
I
man.
Director was like, director was like,
A lot of them people it seems when you get to that certain level of visibility, just want to do normal stuff as much as possible.
yes, yes, yes. And that's the thing. Even the new project that I was doing, I was in Canada for.
Hmm.
I was the only black person there, but I was like the Nick, like, and I was proud of it. I was like, bro, I'm I'm not doing this shit. They had me
Yeah,
doing,
yeah.
but they had me standing in the cold ass arena, and I had like a sweater, and everybody else had coats. I was like, yo, dog. They were like, don't worry about it. We'll give you a coat. I was like, okay. And they started laughing because the whole time we were recording. I wasn't supposed to move. I wasn't supposed to speak, but I was like, yo, dog, I'm cold as shit. They were like, you're the interpreter. Shh. I was like, oh, right.
Right, right. My bad, my
Yeah, but like,
bad.
and even when that was like my first impression of them, their first impression of me, and then ever since then, they were like, Rodney, you okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, they never really felt annoyed with me. And they all loved me, and I loved everybody. So yeah, that's why I think I made it. Because like everybody was like, "You want to come hang out with us and stuff like that?" Like Michael, I did some shit, and I was like, "I don't want to do this again." But it
Mm,
was like because I was cool with everybody, I tried it. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So that's
mm.
why I think I wouldn't say I made it, but like I don't know, like I just think having different groups of people from different like statuses and different cultures, and they're all high in their respectful culture and they want to invite me, I think I made it. Like
Hmm.
I've had a Jewish actor. He invited me to his friend's bar mitzvah. I'm Muslim. You see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
like I had a Muslim guy come eat with my family. That's like a big thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing. Muslim families just don't do that, but they just did that. So like those things, but they were actors. I worked with them, so I feel like I made it in that sense. Just
For
different
sure, for
ways.
sure.
But I just gave you two like the big ones that people
Yeah.
will understand. But
Yeah, no, it's really cool because it's like I talked about the honoring your journey aspect. Like you're on a really unique journey, and like I mean, you are in quote unquote up and coming black actor. You say you pushing 30, but I mean you're a young black actor, and like what that kind of like places you in and puts you in is like kind of also what we were talking about earlier, like other people's expectations. Also, like other people are like, oh, like So you probably want to be like Denzel Washington or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's no shade to Denzel. Like, shout out. I mean, I would give my left kidney to have Denzel Washington have a conversation with me. You know what I'm saying? Also from
Right.
Brooklyn, he went to Fordham and played basketball. Like, that's a dude who's from the box. But like, I say all that to say like everyone's gonna have their unique journey, just like anyone else would. But especially because you're a young black man, it's like no, like these are the roles you should play, or like this is the person you should want to be. But it's really refreshing to hear you say like that you're doing the best you can to show up as yourself, even whenever you can outside of like you're on the camera. Like this is the character I'm playing or whatever. But like I'm Rodney and like I am deaf, I am Muslim, I am black, I like to
Yeah.
lift weights. Like you're showing up as yourself, like and that just it means a lot, I think, to those people as well, because that's probably not how they're used to interacting. You know what I'm saying? You can tell when you go to an environment. You mentioned how a lot of us can just be kind of like chameleons. We just show up places. Bro, when I went to high school, like, bro, I was in Massachusetts. Like,
Yeah,
I
bro,
mean,
you went to
yeah, bro, I went to Andover. I went up there with Ramel Dixon and Nate Redding. They were both Nate was your class. Ramel was in between us.
Oh,
All three of us
now
went
how's
there.
he
Yeah,
doing,
man.
bro?
Hey, your guess is as good as mine. Rod's fallen off the face of the planet. But like, I don't take for granted. Me and Rod went to school together for 11 years. Like Ramel and me, we're like this. And yeah, bro, like
Yeah.
going to that school, it's not even so much like, oh, like I'm black, you're white. It's more like a lot of them haven't interacted with us on this scale. For a lot of them, if they do interact with black people, it's like you're on my basketball team and that's it. Or I know you from summer camp, 6 months, 6 weeks out the year, and that's it. Like not really understanding like living and breathing. We was in dorms, we was in classrooms, like all like living and breathing and eating and just kind of being in these spaces. That was so different. But I was able to show up and be like confident in the fact that I'm showing up as myself, and like it doesn't really matter in that moment like who's gonna have something to say about it, or if they try to change me, because you're gonna get you damned if you do, you damned if you don't, bro. Like
Exactly.
I've been in all them
Especially with
situations, bro.
them.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I've been in all them situations where, especially as a dark-skinned black man, like you're put in the smallest box on the planet. And so bro, you can't like white music, or you can't like you can't play lacrosse. Like I had tons of homies who played lacrosse who looked like anything, but like up there, New England specifically, like, lacrosse is gospel. That's fine with me, bro. Y'all have a rich tradition, like that's great. But it turns into like, oh well, lacrosse isn't for you because you're ghetto. And then it's like, wait, like I'm not
Keep
disrespecting.
up.
Yeah, but that's like but it's like I'm not disrespecting the tradition that y'all have and y'all established. Like I actually think that's beautiful. I think lacrosse is a beautiful sport. But then you have that flip side of the social interaction where like they draw their hard line in the sand and they're like, well, actually, we don't even want you if you could play lacrosse because of something you can't control. Like that is a really, really, really strange like cross to bear. I think for anybody on like an individual level.
Yeah, especially at a school like that. Because I do understand that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Being the only black person
Hmm.
doing a quote unquote white sport. Like, I do get that. And then they tell you these things, but you're like, I'm doing it because it's offered. It's not
Yeah,
I'm and you don't like me because from where I'm from, like that's interesting.
that's very interesting. Because
And the
I
thing
don't
is,
dislike you because of where you from.
right, bro, and the crazy part is, bro, I was sent here to go to school. Like, you think I wanted to I don't want to be with you.
Yeah,
Friends back at home.
yeah.
Like, and the thing is, I want you touched on it. Now I want to touch back on interacting with the white people that like never really interacted with black people before. It's the hardest thing ever, bro. Because you confront racism, and they're not like really racist because then they want to be, but they're racist because they're really ignorant.
Hmm.
And that's the type of racism that pisses me off because it's like you think it's common sense, but it's not common. Like when I brush my teeth, I wet the toothbrush, put the toothpaste on, wet it again, and then brush my teeth. That's what I do. But I remember in high school when I was at white school, I did that. They're like, I don't understand you black people. Why you guys keep doing that? It's 5 in the morning, Johnny. Do you want a five knuckle right
Yeah.
now?
Right. You're
And your
like, Johnny,
breath
how would a
stinking.
knuckle
Why are you
sandwich
talking?
taste? How would a
Yeah,
knuckle
like
sandwich taste at 5:01 a.m.?
your gang, like yeah. And you want to talk to me with the breath funky, like,
Hot.
and you want let me brush my teeth first, so my breath is right first, and then we could talk. But like, but even that, like,
Yeah, yeah.
timing was wrong. What you said was wrong. Why are you thinking about how I brush my teeth first thing in the morning? So it's stuff like that. But I think because of those interactions, and you experience those interactions, I'm always grateful of any positive interactions. You
For
know what I
sure.
mean?
For sure.
Any positive interactions, I'm like, okay, I'm grateful for that because hey, I'm not gonna say too
Because you
much.
don't seen it go any kind of way. So it's like, hey, I'll take the positivity when I can. And I'm the same way, bro. I'm the same way. Like, um, this has been great, by the way. But I just this is my last formal question, and then it'll be the Rodney Pod. For as many as you'd like. My last question is, what is your dream role? You said you're not going to be the starving artist who sits in your car. You did mention you got some projects that you shot recently or that are planning to come out pretty soon. But in a
Yeah.
perfect world, Spike Lee or Ryan Coogler is going to direct or something. You get your love interest. I'm sorry. But what is your dream perfect role?
Honestly, bro, I'm gonna give you two. And the reason why I'm gonna explain why I said two instead of one. So one, I would love to be in a Ryan Coogler movie. Funny, my cousin's in it, but Miles did Sinners. That's my cousin. Um,
Oh, it's Canton is your cousin?
yeah.
My fault, gang. Anyway, we'll circle back to that, but continue.
Yeah, that's my cousin. But like even being in a movie with a person like Ryan Coogler, who actually gives ASL attention, I wouldn't care what role I get, if that makes sense, for representation purposes. But for Rodney, I would say I would love to feature in the film, like being the guy. Um, but I want it to be I want to bring back and I'm it's just this is me. I've always wanted to bring back movies like Paid in Full, um, Bluefield Avenue, you know, what's the movie where Wesley Snipes, Never Leave My
Uh,
Brother,
New Jack
Blue
City.
Jack City, those type of movies. I grew up on that, and I would like to play in a modernized version of that movie, but me being the lead. Maybe being a bad guy, because I think being a bad guy is actually fun. Being a good guy is actually like it's cool, but it's like I'm not with that. I want to be a dickhead. You feel me? I want to be a dickhead, but like I
Yeah.
think stuff like that, like Paid in Full, my role, I would love to be Alpo.
Hmm.
Alpo, that's me. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah.
That's my dream role. Like I would love to be Alpo. Like I'm the personable character where because I got a degree in psychology, so I want to forward your head a little bit. I want you to like me, but you know I'm a fucked up person. But I want you to like me. You feel me? Like people loved Alpo, but he was a
He was
psychopath.
crazy. He was crazy.
Yes, like
And even crazier than the
horrifying
on
him.
screen, bro. You go and you look up the real life stuff, you're like, oh, this cat was nuts. Like
You
he
know,
was
he was
truly nuts.
insane how he did things
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
but people liked him.
They
He was
did. They
like
did.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I want to be able to change myself. I don't want to be Rodney. I want to change
Yeah,
myself to
yeah,
a person
yeah.
where I'm a fucked up person, but you like me, gang. It's
Yeah.
okay. And you mad at
You
yourself for
like
it.
me. It's all right. It's all right.
I want to do that. That's my dream role.
Man,
I mean,
those are two excellent picks. I mean, obviously, I think Kugler is like a one of one kind of dude, and like what he's able to put on screen is absolutely beautiful. You talked about his incorporation of ASL too, like it's also like that goes to show you if somebody at that stage can do it, it's like not difficult. You know what I'm saying?
that,
And then all those great movies like we grew up with. I think that I've definitely been someone who's like, oh, we have too many remakes, we have too many reboots. But that's something that I would be seated for, like that style of movie,
yes, bro.
like I mean, and for what it's worth, people look back at A Boys in the Hood and The Juice and those kinds of movies, and they don't get put in the same pot as other 90s classics for obvious reasons. But the storytelling, the cinematography, the directors who were in there, and some of the young stars, like bro, what's the name? Lorenz Tate, right? Like he was in
He was
I'm
in
blanking
Boys in
on the
the Hood.
name. Why am I blanking on? He wasn't in Boys in the Hood. I'm blanking on the other joint. South, not South Central. Was he in South Central? That was the movie where he was. What was the movie?
No,
Whatever.
he was in South Central when
Yeah,
he
yeah,
moved
yeah.
dog and he shot the
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Old dog. There we go. So like he's old dog, right? And at that moment, Lorenz Tate's like not even 20.
No,
I think he's
Menace
like
to Society.
Men's
Menace.
Society, Men's Society, Men's Society. Yeah, yeah, yeah. South Central's the one with Bobby Johnson, with OG Bobby Johnson. Yeah, there we go, there we go.
Deuce,
But yeah,
Deuce. Yeah, Deuce,
deuce,
Deuce.
deuce. But yeah, bro, you got Lorenz Tate, um, all those that like main four of those dudes on Juice, all four of those guys went on to have prolific careers for as long as they kind of could. Like, and then Boys in the Hood, but Morris Chestnut, Cuba Gooding, like, there's so many prolific
Yes.
black actors that have been in these movies as well. And I think that like if anything deserves a reboot, it's something like Blue Hill Avenue or something like New Jack City.
Oh,
That was a great pick by yourself. I
yeah.
would love to watch
Thank you. I
that.
appreciate that. But
Yeah.
I was also thinking, but for me though, but for as a collective, I want to bring back the Woods.
Oh
Four
yeah, the
brothers.
Wood. Yeah, yeah. Four
Four
brothers.
brothers. You feel me? Where
Hmm.
or a house party, but don't change the plot.
Yeah,
Keep the
yeah, yeah.
same plot. Like you want to change it to be all funny. No, it was not. It's not a funny movie, gang.
Oh,
It's a
oh.
movie.
It's a movie. Yeah.
You
Those
feel me?
those are movies that do a great job of showing day-to-day life as black and brown people versus like people being like, we need this giant gimmick or we need this giant random guest star. Like, no, you need a good plot. You need to make sure you know what you're doing behind the camera, but
It's
like
real.
capture the life. I was just watching Crooklyn yesterday because it's about to come off Amazon Prime. Like, you don't see movies shot like that anymore. I was like '40 minutes in having a great time, and then I kind of like caught myself like our brains are like too Netflixed. I'm like, man, like what's gonna happen next? Like it don't matter. It's like
It's
enjoy the
watch the
movie.
movie. For
Yeah,
me,
just watch
like,
the
and
movie.
but that's and the reason why I say I want to bring those movies back because I'm sorry, and I'm gonna be honest with you, but ever since I've been watching Netflix, I've been addicted to the fast forward button on that jump.
That's the
Like,
nicest. That's the nicest way you can say I have to get past some of this stuff.
yeah, like some of the movies be so cringe because they try to copy the norm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like scary movie, bro. That was so disappointing. Like, why?
It's
Like,
become it's become too formulaic. They're like, this is the formula, right? So I'm gonna follow the formula, and then they're shocked when it's they lose 150 million at the box office. But it's
yes,
it's it's always about more than that. You can these studios have money, bro. Like the live action Moana they just put out, I saw they lost like 200 million. They can take that loss, but what they're really losing is
people.
viewers and fans in a time where like the attention economy is the craziest we've ever really seen it, bro. Like people don't care. They're gonna take that phone out, they're gonna go do a donut in their car, like they're gonna go do something that stimulates their brain if this movie's not doing it how you kind of advertise that it would. It is
It's a
quite.
dying art, Michael. You
Yeah,
feel
it,
me?
it is.
Think about it. Going to the movies used to be the big thing, gang. Like, what? In high school? When I had a girlfriend, I said, you try to go to the movies? Nigga, I was broke. So
Yeah,
the
broke
first
is a
time I asked you
joke,
to go to the
bro.
movies with me, yo, bro, we're going to watch a movie. You feel me?
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, you want to Netflix and chill, you want to do this and that. But it's like, we used to love going out, bro.
Hmm.
Yo, I know this with you at Excellence. Do you remember this, bro? At Excellence, we will suffer the whole year to be good just to go to
Just to
just
go
to
to Poland.
just to go to Portland, bro. We will be good the whole year, bro. What? The teacher will threaten us to be like, you want to go Portland? We're like, all right,
You
start
better.
position. Start position. You feel me? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yo,
That's facts. That's
now you
facts.
can't do that here. People are like, okay, that's fine. My parents can take me. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, I don't want to go with my parents. I want to go with
I
y'all.
want to go with
Like
the
my
gang. I want to
boys.
go with the
Like,
homies. Like, yeah.
bro, think about that though. At Portland, bro, we would literally be in the bus for like hours and hours. And once we get there, we were free, bro. Like,
Yes. And we was and bro, this is, I mean, that's probably like 5 hours upstate, no phones, right? Like, and
no
there's
phones.
teachers on the bus, so we can't fight. That's how we would pass the time on the school bus in the city. But like, bro, it's you gotta like make yourself busy. Like
Yeah,
you have to interact with the person next to you. Like these are all things that are directly related to like I don't want to call it death because it sounds so dramatic, but like the death of, going out to go see a movie. Like this is all directly related, bro. It is wild. But I was gonna say this is quite the industry that you've chosen for yourself. but nah, man, like you're doing the thing, bro. And I'm super excited for you for these new projects too. To just to see what's cracking with that. Um If you guys are at home listening, this is episode 64, and that is the end of my line of questioning. He can exit the stand. Okay. Rodney, this is your pod. Go ahead. What you got for me?
Okay, Michael, I got three questions for you, brother. Question number one. Why aren't you telling these people you used to play football? Cause listen, look, no, Michael, I know you got big as shit, boy. Like you was a unit, yeah. And I'm like, you talking to me, yeah, I coach football, yeah, I do this. And I'm like, my nigga, you don't want to show them any pictures? Like, you was big as fuck.
Hey, boy. I
I'm curious.
bro, in the hood, like you know how it is, bro. You playing in the street at a block party, like it's no positions. So I told you I never played like organized, no positions. And my favorite players growing up was always tight ends. And so when I got to high school, I missed like the first 3 days of football because I was sick or something. And then when I came out there, like I'm trying to like run routes. He was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "What you mean? Like I'm a tight end? Like I'm like Jeremy Shockey, bro? Like I'm that. Like I'm not." He was like, "Nah, like go ahead and put your hand in the dirt for me real quick. Like I'm trying to see something." Like, and it's crazy because yeah, bro, that was the start of just me being like I was a defensive tackle, and then when I got to varsity, I played both ways. So I played a little guard. I played mostly like three tech, probably like two odd in high school. But
Oh,
it just happened so fast, bro. And like at our school, like sports was not the focus, which I didn't know. Like being naive, like getting a scholarship or whatever. Like I'm like cool. Like obviously it's like a good academic school, but like I'm a sport guy. Like I'm here to do football and basketball. Well, I got cut from the basketball team very early because I was buns. And then with football, I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'm nice, but I still have 5 hours of homework tonight. Like that's not gonna make this homework go anywhere. Yeah, bro, it just happened so fast. By the time I was senior year, bro, I was like I was like 250. Like and it's funny because like you talked about all levels of football, bro. There's so many levels to football. Like my sophomore year, I was just happy to be there. Didn't touch the field the first half of the season, and then everybody got hurt. I was in practice, on scout team, you just playing, but I was like low key frying. Like I was, yeah, I was on scout team. I was feeling like, yeah, I was feeling like I don't even know. I was wilding on scout, and so and mind you, I'm playing defense, but we needed a guard. So then coach was like, Kai, come here. I was like, what you mean? Like, he was like, dude, exactly what you just did on the offensive side of the ball. I said, all right, I got you. So I did that. And so they started me the last half of the season. But my like welcome to football for real, bro. Sophomore year of high school, last game of the year, we play a rivalry game versus Phillips Exeter, which is like super old school there in New Hampshire. And Michael Miller, your guy from your grade, you talk about
Big
I got
Mike.
fit. You talk about
Oh,
I was big. Let's talk about Big Mike. Michael was so like Michael got so much aura that like he was Big Mike for so many years, bro. That when people started calling me Big Mike in high school, I was like, I'm not that. You know what I'm saying? I was literally like, y'all don't get it. Like that's Big Mike. So my sophomore year, he was a senior. First play, they ran like duo or something. So it's him and another dude his size comboing me. And I'm literally in my head just trying to think like, well, coach said if there's a double team, I have to make a pile as they're frying.
yeah.
And then they flip me. They like both of them just straight to the ground. And I remember Mike just laughing and he like slapped me in the head. That was like my welcome. That was like my welcome to football moment. So you could blame Mike. That's why I don't talk about football. You can blame him. He retired me mentally as a sophomore in high school.
Michael, Mike. Listen, let me tell you something right now. Big man not doing that to me. He do that to me. We fighting. I don't care. I'm like, I went to school with you. Don't ever, ever treat me like that. Oh, I'm snitching to this is wiki. You hear me? Don't you ever do that shit again. Cause
That's
that
what I
nigga's
should have told him.
too
It would have
big,
worked. I
bro.
should have said I'm gonna get your mama or something because
Yes,
I
bro.
needed I needed the National Guard when I was on the field with him
Oh, that nigga is big.
and strong. Like he went to Williams and he threw over there, and I had a lot of homies who went over there. And somebody told me he didn't lift like that. So like when he come in on like max day, because like a lot of they don't make him like they don't care. So like max day, he go in there, just do like 450 on back squat for the one time, just to make sure he still got it, and then leave.
Yo, that's him. That's him as a person,
Yeah.
bro. Fuck him. No, I dare. If I see Mike, I'm like, yo, fuck you, bro. Because I worked hard to be this size. You this size, and you just walking around like, let's see if I can do four wheels.
He's a problem. He's a problem.
Even in excellence, bro. Michael thought he was fast, bro, but he was just running us over, bro.
Yeah.
If you think about it, bro, what he thought he was fast, but he was just like We were just flying off of him. Boom, boom, boom.
Uh, yeah, bro, you just bounce off a guy like that.
Yeah, bro. You know who else? You know who else that you brought up, Michael? You know who else? I was like, oh, he a dog, but nobody. He
Oh,
became a late bloomer.
oh,
At the,
don't say
he's
that,
the
bro.
league right now.
Don't talk about that guy, bro. When I listen, listen. He was on the same. I was telling you about Ian and them when we was on eighth grade basketball. Adisa was on the team, and he was like lanky smooth, bro, like 6'2", like 180 as a seventh grader. But he didn't, you could tell he didn't know what to do with his body. And I remember seeing clips the next year because he started wrestling. That's what did it for him. When he started
Exactly.
wrestling, bro. When he started wrestling, he dead ass was like 40-1. And so his first season for Canarsie, like as a I don't know if he was a freshman or a sophomore, but his first season he played for them, he was 6'3", 210. And all they're
Shoulders.
asking him to do is go hit the quarterback. Like that's when like edge players were literally like, "Oh, just hit the quarterback. Like don't do anything else." So, bro, he had Canar's first season. He had 20 sacks. I was hating so bad. I was like, I was at home like, bro, he nice. Like I was like, dang, Adisa.
I know. I was hating, bro. I
I
was
was
hating.
hating. I was
I,
like, dang, bro.
I was like, the nigga go to Canarsie. 20 sacks, God. He go to Canarsie, bro. That's
You like
that.
you don't go to E Hall though, and then they played E
And he
Hall. He
like,
had like
I was
five.
like, that you don't go
He
to
had
Eon,
like
you don't go to
five versus
Grants,
E Hall.
you don't go to Lincoln, you go
Yeah,
to,
yeah, yeah.
but nah,
And then he went
son.
to Penn State and was in rooms with Micah and bro, all them dudes they had over there. Abdul Carter, Shaka Tony, Daniel, like,
And
and
now
he was a dude. He was a dude over there.
and I ain't gonna lie, bro. I went from a hater to a fan. And when I said I was a bandwagon, when I saw him balling out of Penn State, I was like, yo, I'm just schooling that nigga. Yeah, yeah, I went to school with him. Uh-huh. I went from he went to Canarsie to I know Adisa, you feel me? But like even that, but that's what I'm saying. But if we these was never like that in
No,
excellence,
bro.
but he was a smart
He
kid.
was
That's
a
what I'm trying
very,
to
very
say.
smart, like very smart kid, like cool dude, always like with the sports, but like that little jump he done made, bro, like that's scary. I mean, he's twitchy athlete.
Twitchy. Othello,
Yeah. Bro,
dude,
just imagine having the luxury of being 7 foot just because.
and he
Othello out here on his fashion tip, bro. My son, I need Othello on here. Shout out to Othello, bro. He out here doing hella fashion. Bro was in high school, like ranked in the city and all of that. I think he went to like we went like High Point or something crazy. He went somewhere, bro, like just off the strength. He was nice, like 7 foot.
and he was calm with it. Like, you know how some 7 footers, they're so dispopulated with their moves, bro. Buddy
Yeah,
was so
calm, super calm.
hello, what the fuck? Then you
Yes,
got Aaron
bro.
Sanders, seven. We went to school with seven smalls. Like, yo,
Yo, the
seven,
seven smalls.
like these seven
Seven was
smalls.
the classic. Seven was the classic. Oh, this kid would help us tonight on the basketball team, but he got too many detentions. Like he was
Yeah,
always in detention, so
always.
he wasn't playing for the real team. But when we would go to like Camp Walden or something, oh my god, he would put on his little and one joint and just start. He'd pick up his
Looking
team
at
and
he
just
needed that
fry.
sleeve though. He
Yeah,
put that he needed that sleeve.
yeah. He put that. Oh my gosh, yes, bro,
Bro,
doing
we
it
went
on.
with so many athletes. Speaking of that, I do want to shout out to Excellence. They get our boy Bruno back in that joint,
Oh
boy.
yeah,
Bruno,
that boy
yeah,
AB.
yeah.
I seen Bruno
Bruno
like two
back.
summers ago at the little basketball tournament, bro. Shout out Bruno. I love Bruno, man. Shout
Yeah,
out Bruno.
Bruno's a real one too, bro. Oh, he still is. I don't know why I said was. Ooh, my bad.
You
Oh,
still are. You still are, Brody.
yeah, you still not Bruno, my fault.
Yeah, like yeah, yeah,
Bro,
bro.
we met a lot of great people, bro. Michael, you gonna do well with this podcast too, bro, because you're a great person yourself, bro. Like, respectfully, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny that I'm on your podcast, because in excellence, you was you know what I'm saying? You was Michael, but you wasn't Mike, if that makes sense. You
Nah,
know what
it
I mean?
does. No,
Yeah,
100%.
like you was. I was always in the. I'm older than you, of course, but
Yeah.
like. Okay, like I remember people when I think of excellence, I remember like Royal Highness. I
Yeah,
remember,
yeah.
I'm talking about all those people, but like I remember you very distinctively, but I do remember you being like, and then I seen you when you were at Endover, I was like, where did this come from? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all this time, he had this all this time, man. Now I'm just now seeing this shit. I would have been recruiting him to play football for me. I would have been a recruiter, you know what I'm saying? Or I didn't know you had a personality. Like,
Yeah, yeah, nah, facts. That's all facts, bro.
you know what I'm saying? Like
That's
you
the
would.
go ahead.
No, my fault though, but like you, Elijah Thom, you remember like
Yeah,
y'all
yeah, yeah.
blew up after you left Excellence. I said, hold on. It's cool with you? And you moving like this?
Bro, we could
Why?
put together a hell of a team right now, like today. We could put together a hell of a team. Elijah, Elijah, bro, he was an All-American as a wrestler in high school 3 times. He was an
I'm,
All-American.
I'm not
Like
surprised.
he, like he,
But
like
he looked like in middle school,
yes,
he
bro. He
looked
was
like a
rocked up.
walking cramp. He
He
was
was
a cramp.
rocked
When
up
you
for. I
look at
mean,
him, like,
for years, bro.
so
He was
relaxed.
rocked up.
Like, I'm relaxed. I'm like, you not relaxed, my boy. You all hit. But like he was just naturally muscular and lean.
hmm
He playing football,
hmm
big as hell. I'm like, and then Michael, you post your pictures. I said, we could have played these niggas.
Nah, yeah,
We
nah.
could have
See,
played these middle schools, bro. Like, but not even that, but like even outside of sports, like your personality, bro. Like you're doing
hmm
really good for the people behind us, people
hmm
younger than us, like the future generations. And I really, and I say this all the time, but like I want to touch back when I said we went to school with sons with gangsters
uh-huh.
and drug dealers and all that. But you know what's crazy? Those sons, I would put my kid around, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, if it comes to worst, if my kid and it was you there, I'd be like, go to Mike right quick. Because I know you give me like 30 minutes based off the community, off the strength of excellence, right? So, but also the strength of who you are as a person. You know what I mean? Like people don't really realize you cool, but you from Brooklyn. Like you got that other side, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it's like I liked how you did that with yourself. I like how you doing with the podcast, and you will do great. And you're an English teacher, and like you're an English teacher that's cool. I wish I had you as my teacher, and I probably would be a 4.0 student. Uh, that's a very hard.
No promises, no promises.
No promises, because I
No
homework. But I'll be
promises.
there in every class though. But like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to give you your flowers, bro. Like, you're doing a really good job. Like, even though I'm a man of many talents, I can never run a podcast. Like, podcast and have the patience to go teach high school students with the hormones is out of whack.
Out of whack, dog.
Yeah, like and the mother, but like, but speaking of that, I really want to give you your flowers, bro. Like, you're doing a really great job with everything, bro. I'm proud of you, bro.
I appreciate that, my boy. That feels great to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, man. Like we could literally sit here all day and reminisce on them days. Like, Excellence is really a movie. Like, and it's well at another time, bro. We'll talk. But I've tried to try my hand in different disciplines of writing because I mostly write poetry and essays, but I actually did start writing a movie, inspired by a little bit of kind of what we had going on. So at a completely different time, when I write more of it, we'll talk about it. But yeah, like that's kind of where I am, bro, with the pen. I'm just trying to always not like be bored myself because like if I'm bored writing it, bro, someone's gonna be bored reading it. Like that's kind of where I am. But I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. Episode 64, if you're listening in at home. Before we cut this off, is there anybody you want to shout out for the one time? What you want to shout out?
Yeah, I got mad people I want to shout out. I want to shout out Michael Cod. I want to shout out Excellence. I want to shout out Tariq. Because if it wasn't for Tariq, I would have never met you, bro. Tariq, I want to shout out to Allah, you know, God. But yeah, bro, it's just I want to shout out to mad people, bro. There's a lot of people. Those people I just shouted out, bro. Those are the important folks for now. But yeah, bro. I mean, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be on your podcast. You know what I mean?
Appreciate you. Of course, man. Of course. This